Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Saturday, October 1st, 2016. Welcome, and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. The National Assembly of the Socialist Party was held today, where the Prime Minister and Party Chairman Rama was present to give a 90-minute speech in which he gave an analysis of the government's work in the last 3 years. Mr. Rama spoke about the government reforms, including the territorial reform, energy reform, the health, economy, education, and security reforms. The Prime Minister considered the reforms to be historic turning points for the country and promised salary and pension increases by the end of the year, saying there will be 100 million for the increases. Prime Minister Rama continued declaring a positive, growing economy, which shows for the first time that public debt has decreased to under 70%. The Prime Minister added that subventions for farmers have tripled and that the government has solved the property title conflicts, which according to him caused 8,000 victims over 2 decades. For the first time, the Prime Minister spoke on the public safety reform, praising the state police's work and giving assurance that the fight against drugs will continue, though it will be tough. When speaking on the health reforms, the Prime Minister said that there will be a better health sector next year when the National Emergency Service will be put to work. Mr. Rama added that the government's main priority in this sector is to complete medicine reimbursements by 2017. Towards the end of his speech, the Prime Minister commented on the highly debated integrated waste management law, highlighting that the Socialist Party never betrays the national interest. Mr. Rama explains that the government adopted the law for a cleaner Albania because of the national interest and to save the recycling industry from bankruptcy. In his conclusion, the Prime Minister declared that he has not made any miracle during his governance and asked for the Socialist Party members' commitment to realize the government's ambitious program. The National Socialist Party Assembly adopted a new ethical code today which prohibits SP members from communicating with the media without first consulting with the party's information office. Per Article 13 of the Ethical Code, the Commission of Statutory Guarantees and Ethics will take measures which can include the member's exclusion from the party if a member is found to have done so. Also in the new Ethical Code, party secretaries are not allowed to hold any minister's office. The code also prohibits members from the same family to be part of the Socialist Party Assembly. The Socialist Party's new ethical code was adopted in the General Assembly meeting today, along with a regulation on moral criteria for those who enter the Socialist Party. Civil society and environmentalists held a protest today against the integrated waste management law, holding slogan placards against the waste law, red cards, gas masks, and garbage bags. The protesters gathered outside the Prime Minister's office, asking for an annulment of the law. The protest started at Rania Park and continued until its conclusion outside the Prime Minister's office, where the protesters asked the Prime Minister not to decree the law they feel is a national betrayal. 2 American citizens also joined the 2-hour protest while visiting Tirana. 494 police officers equipped with body cameras were dispatched to maintain safety and cordon off the area near the Prime Minister's office. After the protesters dispersed, the City Hall cleaning employees cleaned the area. The law on waste was adopted 10 days ago in Parliament and has sparked a great controversy. The opposition and civil society claim that hazardous waste may enter Albania, but the government continues to assure that the law is in line with European Union standards. While the civil society was protesting against the waste law, Socialist MPs Edward Schulze and Besnik Bare spoke out about the waste law debate. MP Bare spoke out against the 2004 waste law, reaffirming that this law is not the same as the old one. He expressed readiness to sit with civil society and make any necessary amendments if the environmentalists find changes they feel should be made to the law. A good part of the citizens do not know the law, and the other part were lied to about the law. Back in 2004, I was against waste importing because the waste was to be burned in Albania. The new law is not the same as the old one. Environmentalists should read what the law allows. I do not want them to be manipulated, said MP Bare. MP Shalse declared that the citizens' reaction against the law is due to lack of information about the law. He gave his pledge that the government will never betray the citizens' interests. There are efforts being made to create panic regarding the waste law. We would not betray the citizens' interest. We believe Albania should be cleaner. I want to call on the people to read the law and support this initiative. We do not mind sitting with the protesters. This is the moment Albanian people should be united for a cleaner Albania, MP Shalsi said. The majority MPs also mentioned that the law on integrated waste management has been discussed in parliamentary commissions, where stakeholders such as environmentalists and reps from the recycling industry were invited to discuss the law. The Democratic Party chairman commented on the civil society protest against waste importing, accusing the Prime Minister of avoiding a confrontation with citizens. Each time there is a citizen protest, Rama escapes as a coward. He is with his people, whom he has used to reach a contract with the mafia, while the citizens are protesting in the square against him, said the DP chairman, adding that the Democratic Party regrets its mistake with their waste law from 2011. We have made our choice, first by apologizing for every mistake concerning this issue, and secondly by supporting the citizens' voices for the good of the public interest. Basha added that the Prime Minister is lying to the people about salary and pension increases at a time when his mandate is about to end and that he could have increased them in the last 3 years. Assembly Speaker Ilir Meta was in the Koravoda area today, where he inspected the urban requalification work and inaugurated a reconstructed bridge and several roads built by the TAP project. Meta said that the TAP project has tremendously impacted the areas where it passes and commended the great efforts made to include Albania in this project, noting that the TAP project could have been realized without passing through Albania. The involvement of our country in the TAP project is one of the greatest historical achievements since the Declaration of Independence in 1912. It brings Albania's exclusion from European energy maps to an end. I want to emphasize that the TAP project could have been realized without passing through Albania. Great efforts were made to include Albania in this project. It is only the beginning of this project, and you understand that it will help change the lives of your community for the better and everywhere that TAP is going through, Mr. Meta said. The Assembly Speaker emphasized that many projects are being realized in remote areas where the cost of investment is high and the number of residents is low, projects for which any government would find it difficult to make. I had the pleasure today, together with TAP representatives, with the mayor, and with many other friends who have honored us, to inaugurate a road near the hospital, the bridge near the hospital. The project will transform all the Skrapar area, Mr. Meta said. A quarter century has passed since the restoration of diplomatic relations between Albania and the United States, and the President of the Republic of Albania, Bujar Nishani, honored the first U.S. ambassador in Tirana, Christopher Hill, with the George Castriot Medal. Ambassador Hill came to Albania on October 1st, 1991, to reopen the embassy of the United States, which had been closed at the beginning of the World War II in 1939. Praising the role of Ambassador Hill in supporting and encouraging the establishment of democracy in our country in the early 1990s, President Nishani, in the presence of Albanian personalities and former presidents, gave this most important medal to the former U.S. ambassador. Ambassador Hill said that returning to Albania was an honor for him and thanked President Nishani for the medal. Ambassador Hill noted that the progress achieved by Albania in recent years is impressive. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.